वल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामी नामिने कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं खलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Oh, Hari Bol Maharaj. Please come. You have asan. So why don't you bring it here?
I don't want to disturb your...
No, no disturbance. You please come. Very happy to see you one more time.
Nice to see you. What highest
Hari Bol.
activities I performed twice to get your association?
No, that you came to Shri Madhav Goswami Maharaj Math. But you have...
I pronounced to Sri Baba
Yes. Yes. By seeing me, your good activities are diminishing.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Maybe you will realize later.
Multiplied, maybe.
No, you will realize later. Because of your Sukriti, you are coming to the mat, and by seeing me, you are losing the stock of it.
Because of the causeless mercy of the mat, I was drawn to it. I know Sukriti, just the causeless mercy.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You want to say something?
I want to listen.
Okay, so then we will listen from you later. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 6th chapter, verse number 11. We are going through the past life of Sri Narada Goswami. Narada, he was a servant, son of a maid servant, and during the Chaturmasya time, the sages, they stayed there. He got an opportunity to serve them, and then after the 4-month period is over, the sages left. Now Vedavyasa Muni has inquired, what did you do after the sages left? You were very young, you were a small child, you were only 5 years old at that time. What were your activities? How did you spend the rest of your life. And how did you leave your body? When you grew old, how did you leave your body? Because it's very important how the Vaishnavas have left the planet, that's also very important. Their appearance and disappearance both are very, very purifying. And then finally he asks another question. Time makes everyone forget everything. How come you remembered your past life? And that too which has happened in the previous kalpa. How did you remember that? I want to know these things. So Narada Goswami has started giving the reply. He said that after the Munis they left, my mother, who was dependent, not very wise, she had only me as her hope. She had no one to take care of, and I had nobody to take care of. So she was sharing a lot of love with me. She was very affectionate towards me. And because she is a woman, a lone lady, she was not also able to take care of me properly. Because she was dependent on others' mercy. But I, as a child, was not captured by my mother's affection. I was seeing that as a hindrance. I was not bonded by the affection that I received from my mother. One day in the night, when my mother, she went to milk the cow, at that time a snake influenced by time had come and bitten my mother. And that is how my mother left the body. Soon after that, I just started my journey towards north. Means in the scriptures, going towards north means in spiritual quench. Traveling the journey in the spiritual path. Traveling towards north means that is the the underlying meaning of that. So he said that I started my journey towards north. Now we'll continue from verse number 11. Sfitan janapadangstatra puragrama vrajakaran khed kharvata vatingsha vananyupavana cha chitra dhatu vichitradini bhabagna bhujadruman jalashayan shivaj jalan nalinihi surasevitaha chitraswanaihi patrarakhair vibramad भ्रमर श्रियः नलवेणु शरस्तंभ कुशकीच कहवरम एक एवातियातो अहम अद्राक्षम विपिनं महत् घोरम प्रतिभयाकारम ब्यालोलुक शिवा जीवम आमी एकाकी सेई उत्तर दिगे धृत गमन करिते करिते. So I was alone. I was a small child. I was only 5 years old, and I started my journey in the northern direction alone, all by myself. And on the path I passed through Bahu Samriddha Desh. I passed through very rich cities. Rajadhani, I passed through capitals. Vipra Shudradir Vasati Sthal, I passed through the places of residence of the Brahmanas and the Shudras. Gopapalli, I passed through the the places where the Vaishyas, the cowherd men stay, I pass through those places. Ratnadir Utpatti Sthan, I pass through the places where the gems take birth, means where the gems are found, the mines, etc. Krishakpalli, I pass through the agricultural fields. Giri Tatavarti Gram, and all the villages on the footsteps of the mountains, I pass through all those places. Pushpa Kunja, I pass through the flower gardens. Van, O Upavan, I pass through parks, I pass through forests. Suvarna Rajatadi Vividha Dhaturanjita Parvata, and I also pass through the mountains made of, rich with the metals like gold and silver. There are certain mountains that are, where you find this. I even pass through those mountains that are rich with the mountains, rich with the silver and gold mines. Hasti Shunda Bhagna Shakha Vriksha, and on the path I also found the trees that were, destroyed by the trunk of the elephants. I passed through those places also. Punya Toya Hrida, and through lakes which were filled with very pure waters. Vividha विविधरवकारी पक्षिगणेर कूजन ध्वनिते आकृष्ट इतस्तुत विचरणशील भ्रमर दल परिशोभित देववृंदेर आवासस्थान, and the places where there is beautiful chirping sounds of the birds, and the places where the butterflies are, making, they are taking rounds in the air. And also the brahmaras means, bumblebees, where the bumblebees, they are, wandering in the place basically where the devas, the gods, stay. I pass through even those areas. Padma Shobhita Sarovar, I also pass through the ponds filled with the lotus flowers. Nala, Venu, Sharo, Stambha, Prabhriti, Vividha, Gulme, Paripurna, and also pass through the places where there are bushes of the bamboos, bushes of the, Kichaka, Venu trees. Venu means basically it's a kind of a bamboo, it's a very thin bamboo. You might have seen in the fields, when the air flows through the bamboos, it makes whistling sound. It's not a thick bamboo, they don't make whistling sound. There's a very thin bamboo, like cane, the cane trees or something like that. So when the air passes through that, it makes whistling sound. So I pass through the bushes of all these places. Durgama Dussaha Ativa Bhayankara, though, and also I pass through those places which are very dangerous, very difficult to pass through, and Ativa Bhayankar, horrifying also. I have passed through even those places where these crabs, snakes, and owls, and other all these insects and poisonous things, they live. I pass through all those forests. Why? He is in search of God. He started his journey towards north. Now he is searching for the God. Therefore, he passed through all these things. One, our Guru Maharaj used to mention Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj also passed through such, extremely terrifying, and fiery areas in the forest, where, there were ferocious lions, tigers, and so many other, dangerous beasts. He passed through all those things. But none of them harmed Dhruv Maharaj. Which ordinarily, those animals who ordinarily are very, very ferocious, they immediately attack anybody coming close to them. But these animals, they were very, very pleasant with him. They did not harm him. Because Guru Maharaj used to say, Supreme Lord is sitting in the heart of all the living entities. He did not inspire those animals to kill Dhruva. Because inside Dhruva there is a very ardent desire to attain Supreme Lord. Therefore, that purity has been passed upon even those ferocious animals. They lost their nature of being harmful to others. Means we say that it's very difficult to change the nature of any person, isn't it? It is said that nature of a person cannot be changed easily. There is a saying in our language, if I say, you will laugh. They say the bald head and the nature, they can never be treated in the life. If one is bald, hair will never grow there. And the nature, once nature has been this, it's very difficult to change. But in Krishna consciousness, everything is possible. What is impossible in Krishna Bhakti? In Jharkhand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made even the animals dance by placing hands in each other's hands. Deer is placing the hand in the hand of tiger and then dancing. Possible, everything is possible in Krishna Bhakti. So here, even though he passed through all these things, nothing could attract him, because he also passed through the mountains where there are precious gems, gold, silver available. Then we will think that, yes, my thirst is quenched. The purpose for which I started my journey is, attained, my target is attained. But nothing could stop him. Not even the ferocious animals, nothing could stop him. He is proceeding. Parishrantendriyatmaham trit parito vubhikshitah snatva pitva hrade nadya upasprishta gatashramah. पथ भ्रमणे আমার দেহ ও ইন্দ্রিয় ক্লান্ত হওয়ায় তৃষ্ণার্ত ও ক্ষুধিত হইয়া নদীর জলে স্নান জলপান এবং আচমন করিবার পর আমার শান্তি দূর হইল. So I have passed through so many places. I walked for a long time. So I was very tired. I was very hungry, very thirsty. So I took bath in the river. I drank the waters of the river, and then I did my ablutions in the river water. Then after that my tiredness was gone. I was freed from my tiredness. Tasmin nirmanuje aranye पिप्पलोपस्त आश्रितः आत्मात्मस्थात्मानं यथा श्रुतम अचिंतयम. अतःपर সেই বিজন কাননে একটি অশ্বত্থ বৃক্ষের মূলে উপবেশন করিয়া আত্মবুদ্ধি দ্বারা হৃদয়স্থিত অন্তর্যামী পরমাত্মাকে আমার উপদেষ্টাগণের মুখে যেমন শ্রবণ করিয়াছিলাম তদ্রূপ চিন্তা করিতে লাগিলাম. So after my tiredness was gone, I stayed in that particular forest alone. That forest, no human was found in that. I was alone in solitude in that forest, and I sat beneath a banyan tree, and I fixed my mind within myself and hridasthita antaryami paramatma, and I started to meditate upon the Paramatma who is residing in my heart as enunciated by my teachers, the sages. The sages told that You have to meditate upon the Supreme Lord who is like this, who is like this, he has this form, etc., etc. So, as per their description and as per what I heard from the sages, I started meditating upon that Supreme Lord who is situated in my heart, in the forest, all by myself. So, here one thing that we need to understand is we should not meditate upon the Supreme Lord artificially. We should not meditate artificially. We should meditate upon the Supreme Lord as mentioned by our scriptures or by the previous acharyas. The best way is chanting of the holy name. That is the best way of meditating, because particularly for the people of this Kali Yuga, the mind is very restless and the mind is a great enjoyer. We have no understanding of our actual relationship with the Supreme Lord. We have not attained taste for that. Therefore, in a position where we have got no relationship with Supreme Lord, or where we have not understood the Lord to be the master of everything as a supreme enjoyer, if we contemplate on His pastimes, then we will also think that we are also enjoyers. We can also enjoy. If Supreme Lord can enjoy this much, I can enjoy at least this much. This kind of feeling will come. And here he is meditating alone. But for us it is not recommended. Tai dushtamon nirjana bhajan pracharicha tume kuyogi vaibhav. Srila Prabhupada is writing in his Vaishnavake. Dushtamon, tai dushtamon. Therefore, my dear wicked mind, like a kuyogi. Kuyogi means yogi, right? No, right? A person who is meditating. Kuyogi means ku in Sanskrit means negative aspect of it. A bad yogi who is not a good one. Kuyogi means whose mind is not fixed. Kuyogi Vaibhav.
Bhogi yogi.
Bhogi yogi. Pracharicha chale tumi kiyogi Vaibhav. What you are telling that Nirjana Bhajan you should perform, Nirjana Bhajan you should perform bhajan in solitude. You are saying, your mind, wicked mind, don't preach this, that you should perform bhajan in solitude, like a kuyogi. Kuyogi means just like a yogi who from outside seems that all his senses are very much in control, but inside he has a desire to enjoy. He is enjoying. So, your mind is like that. Wicked mind, he is telling that, you see, in the middle of so many Vaishnavas, bhajan is not possible. They say, do this service, do this service, do this seva, always doing this, do this, do this, do this. If I am alone, I will be able to perform bhajan. Mind will give very nice logic. Very nice. But, this is like a kuyogi, like a bad yogi. From outside, he seems very much controlled, but his mind is very restless. The mind wants to enjoy. Your mind is like that. Don't do. We should always stay in the company of the sadhus. It is ekaki bhajan, staying alone and performing bhajan is not recommended. And meditating upon the Supreme Lord as per whims is also not recommended. As we heard from the previous acharyas. It is very, very important. That's why Guru Maharaj used to say this repeatedly. Wherever you go, Guru Maharaj says that this is the standing order of my Gurudev. That wherever you go, you shall remember and sing the glories of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as you heard from your Gurudev, from your Guru Varga, from the scriptures, and particularly from the quintessence of all scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam. You should remember for your own welfare and also for the welfare of others. Means we should not, artificially create something We should remember and we should speak what we have heard previously from our Guru Varga. That will not only purify us, but it will purify the listeners also. But if it is not from the scriptures, if it is not from an authentic source, the audience may enjoy your speech. Wow, very nice, beautiful speech. But there is no use. He is not carrying any devotion along with him. He is only carrying either the desire for money, the desire for wealth, desire for name and fame, desire for association with the opposite gender. This is what he will be carrying. If the speaker himself is not speaking or remembering what he heard from the previous acharyas. So it's very, very essential that Narada Goswami is telling that I was meditating upon the Supreme Lord by fixing my mind within the heart where Paramatma is sitting. I was meditating as I have heard from the sages. Sri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Sei vanamadhye ekti ashwatha vrikher mule upavishta hoya buddhir dwara hridaya sthito paramatma ke jini prema utpanna hawai amar mane avichhede avasthan koriyachilen. How can I see the Lord within my heart? Because we already heard Narada Goswami has explained that he has attained the platform of Bhava Bhakti. Isn't it? We heard the gradual process where he got the attachment to hearing Hari Katha, he took the remnants and then he got the attachment to hearing Hari Katha. In this manner, he got a very, very, a topmost platform of Bhava Bhakti. Now, after Bhava is Prema. Prema is the ultimate platform. So, because of prema, awakening of prema in my heart, I could realize the Supreme Lord. Not everyone can see the Supreme Lord inside the heart. How many of us are seeing? We know theoretically, but we have not witnessed it, we have not seen it, because there is no relation. If that relation is there, if that prema has awakened, then we will be able to see our object of worship within our own heart. So, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is telling that in that forest, I was sitting beneath a ashwatha tree or a banyan tree, and I have fixed my intelligence and mind in my heart where Supreme Lord is residing because of my prema, because of the prema awakened in my heart. Supreme Lord is sitting there. Sei Paramatma ke amar Upadeshta Ganer Nikat Jerupa Shravan Koriachlam. To I meditated upon that Paramatma or Supreme Lord as I got instructions from the sages, or as I heard from the sages. Dhyayatas charanam bhojam bhava nirjita chetasa औत्कंठ्या श्रुकला क्षस्य हृदयासीन में शनैर हरिहि भक्ति शुद्ध हृदये श्री हरिर पादपद्म ध्यान करिते करिते যখন তীব্র ব্যাকুলতা হেতু চক্ষুদ্বয় অশ্রুপূর্ণ হইল তখন আমার শুদ্ধ হৃদয়ে শ্রীহরি ক্রমশঃ প্রকট হইলেন. So my heart, which was purified by bhakti, here Narada Goswami is telling that bhakti shuddha hridaya, the heart that has been purified by devotion. Heart cannot be purified by karma, jnana, yoga, tapasya. None of these things can purify the heart, because in each of these processes there is a desire. Karmi wants to enjoy, yogi wants to get perfection, and a jnani, he wants to get liberation. Only a devotee, he is free from all desires. He makes his desire one with the desire of Supreme Lord. He does not hold any independent desire of his own. His desire is merged with that of the Supreme Lord. The merging process, becoming one with God. Actually, one with God means not entering into God. Becoming one with God means the living entity's desire should be one with the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is serving the Supreme Lord. So, this is possible only by devotion. Other than devotion, no process can purify the heart. So, and how did he get the devotion? By serving the sages, by serving the saints who are the devotees. Shri Hari Pada Padma Dhyan Kurite Karte, in the purified heart, as I started to meditate upon the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Shri Hari, my eyes were filled with tears because of my extreme anxiety to see the Supreme Lord. Not anxious to, enjoy the material life or any of the, sense gratificatory things. He was anxious to take darshan of Supreme Lord. Therefore, while I was meditating upon the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, anxiously waiting for his darshan, my eyes were filled with tears. At that time, Lord Sri Hari has appeared in my heart, my purified heart. Lord Hari has appeared. So, we want to see God. But what is the procedure to see God is here. Narada Goswami has started this with Sadhu Sangha. There is no shortcut to this. This is the shortcut. There is no further, shortcut to this. Compared to karma, jnana, dhyana, yoga, tapasya, etc., bhakti is the shortcut. Is the most, shortest route to attain Supreme Lord. And even if we want to find shortcuts inside bhakti, it's not possible. So the first thing is that we need to associate with the sadhus. Then ultimately he got darshan of Supreme Lord. Therefore, we should not become very anxious to see Supreme Lord in our current state. Prabhupada says, don't try to see God. Act in such a way that God will want to see you. Means God will come and give you darshan. It has happened in the case of Narada Goswami. He has left everything. Even his mother was dead and he did not even perform her final rites. He immediately left to take darshan of Supreme Lord. Do we have that sincerity? Do we have that earnestness? Do we have that, determination, the quickness, and no, the quickness that I want immediately. Urgency. Greed. So, are we feeling that urgency to see the Supreme Lord or to serve the Lord? No. When that happens, that earnestness is there, that sense of urgency is there, then the Lord will automatically become manifest, not by any other artificial means. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Preme Vashikruta Manir Dwara Dhyanakari Amar Hridayabhyantare Shri Hari Kramasha Asya Agre Avasthan Kuryachilan. My heart, which was completely subdued by love to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, completely under the grip of prema, means suffused with prema. How? By devotion it got purified. Only then prema can become manifest. Prema does not become manifest in an ignorant heart. Prema is like a sun, is like effulgence that cannot be, when prema is there, there cannot be place for darkness. Therefore, when my heart was completely suffused with prema, at that time, Hridayabhyantare Hari, the Hari who was within my heart, gradually he came in front of me. Means he became visible to my eyes also. He became manifest in my heart, and then from there he came. He manifested in front of my eyes. I could see him. অথবা শনৈঃ ধীরে ধীরে প্রথমে হৃদয়ে আবির্ভূত হইয়াছিলেন। তারপর আমার নাসিকা, শ্রোত্র ও চক্ষু এই তিনটি হৃদ্বৃত্তি সমূহে স্বীয় অঙ্গ সৌরভ্য, নূপুরের সুমধুর স্বর এবং শ্রীমুখের সৌন্দর্য গ্রহণ করাইবার জন্য আবির্ভূত হইয়াছিলেন। মিন্স at first he slowly and gradually he appeared in my heart, and then after that he became manifest to my eyes, to my ears, and to my nose through his beautiful aroma, ears through his beautiful sounds of the ankle bells, eyes through his beautiful opulent form. Slowly he became manifest, means gradually he came in my heart, and then slowly he became manifest to my eyes, ears, and nose. কিরূপ আমার যাহার অশ্রুদ্বয় হইতে উৎকণ্ঠ্যবশত অশ্রুধারা নির্গত হইতেছিল. So what was my position at that time? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling, Narada Goswami's position is that my eyes were filled with tears because I was in love, I was feeling the prema, and I was extremely anxious to take darshan of Supreme Lord. Therefore my eyes were filled with tears. In such a state the Lord appeared in front of me. Okay, I will stop here and I will want you to speak something. Prashna. Okay, so I will stop here, and maybe we'll hear something from Maharaj. He will ask question and he will give the reply also. Yes, Maharaj.
Very nice, Maharaj. So my question is, here we're hearing, and with Dhruva also, Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni, they're meditating, but they're meditating on Paramatma. Four hands, lotus flower, conch shell, disc, and club. So this is the form Paramatma. So for us in Gaudiya Vaishnavas, I've heard our acharyas explain that Paramatma, or a Gaudiya Vaishnava, was chanting Harinam and trying to awaken bhakti in the mood of the Brajvasis in one of the four rasas, especially in Madhurya ras. That Paramatma, can you speak about this? Because I've heard some of senior devotees in Acharya say that actually that becomes the manifestation of Radha and Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give your comment on this subject in relationship to what you've heard from your Guru Varga?
In connection with Naradas and Dhruvas?
In connection with us as sadhakas now,
Mm-hmm.
following in Gaudiya Vaishnava line, the Saraswat line of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Do we spend time meditating on the form for the Lord, and with the lotus and conch and disc and sudarshan, or do we want to meditate on
Which form of Lord do we want to meditate upon?
exactly a more intimate Braj type of?
Okay, so what I heard from most revered Srila Gurudev is, holy name is the doorway to all other things. Name, form, qualities, pastimes, and associates. The holy name, the first holy name reveals his own form. Then the form of the Lord and the holy name, the same form. Name, form, and then the name reveals his own qualities. Lord and name is the same, therefore they can interchangeably used. Lord's name and then the form, and then the qualities, the pastimes, and finally the associates. One after another, they are revealed. For a sadhaka, for a practitioner, the first thing we need to do is, as enunciated by our previous acharyas, just chant the holy name. The first thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says is Cheto Darpanam Archanam. When we are still in a conditioned state, our mind is completely engrossed in material thoughts, and the mind wants sense enjoyment. In such a platform, it's very difficult for a sadhaka to meditate upon the transcendental form of Supreme Lord. Therefore, we have to chant the holy name with extreme attachment towards it, because name is the one that will connect us from this material world to that spiritual world. If we want any entrance into that spiritual planet, holy name is the only key to that door. So, Cheto Darpanam Ajjanam, first the heart should be cleaned. In the current position, whatever we meditate upon, because Narada has not meditated upon on the Supreme Lord in his conditioned state. He has reached the platform of Bhava Bhakti and then Prema Bhakti. And then in such a platform, it was possible for him to meditate. If we start to meditate upon Supreme Lord, forget about meditating. Even if we sit to do our Gayatri mantra, it's a matter of 7 or 8 or 10 minutes, whatever it is. Even within that time, our mind travels several times and then it doesn't come back actually. It travels, and travels. It does not come back. So, how can our mind, which is in such a restless state, how can it even meditate upon Supreme Lord? Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the best way for the conditioned souls to control the mind is loud utterance of the holy name. No meditation is mentioned there in the very beginning. Loud utterance of the holy name. You should chant the holy name loudly. Karo Uchchasware Harinam Rao. And our Gaur Kishore Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj says that I don't remember the Bengali word. He says, by the loud chanting of the holy name, Palave Sab, everything will run. Everything will run away. All the inauspiciousness will run away the moment we do a very loud chanting. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Karo Uchchasware Harinamarao. Chant the holy name loudly. When we do the chanting loudly, then even the inattentive mind becomes very attentive. It comes back. And we have to chant the holy name in that. And then when that purification is there, automatically we will be able to meditate. Now, another thing that Guru Maharaj says is, in the current state, in our current position, we are talking about Radha Krishna, Braja Prem, we are talking about the 4 rasas, and we think that, Narayana's form is not beautiful, it's only Aishwarya, it's only opulence. Krishna's form is Madhurya, very sweet, very attractive. But Guru Maharaj says, if Narayana comes in front of you, you will immediately get attracted to him. He says, you are talking, boar Bhagavan, boar. I don't like boar, hog, I don't like. But if Vishnu comes in the form of boar in front of you, you cannot stop from getting attracted. So beautiful he is. He is not, he is outside the experience of our material sense organs. Whatever we are experiencing, boar, I don't like this, wild boar, I don't like. But when the Supreme Lord comes in the form of a boar, nobody can stop himself from getting attracted. So Guru Maharaj says, even though we know that yes, Krishna's form is the sweetest, most attractive, he is Krishna, he is attracting all and giving bliss to all, but we are not getting attracted. Why? Because there is rust. Our iron is rusted. Krishna is the magnet, he is attracting, but we got rusted. Therefore, we are not getting attracted. First, we need to clean the rust. Cheto Darpanam Archana. So, the thing is, they meditated upon what we should meditate in the current position is that we should chant loudly so that our mind becomes fixed, and then, slowly, the name will automatically reveal. The same Krishna mantra, the Ramanuja Sampradaya people are doing. The same Krishna mantra some other people are doing, some other people are also doing. Even in Gaudiya Sampradaya, there are so many, Apasampradayas, pseudo sects. They are also chanting. Is everyone getting the same? No. The seed may appear the same. It's Krishna Nam. The seed is the same. But inside the seed, the tree is very different. Means the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the seed is taken all the way to Golok Dham. But for other Vaishnavas, other Vaishnava, lineages, not only other lineages, the same Krishna Nama is taken to Vaikuntha. Why is the difference? Because that seed that has been taken from in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that can give that. And this will give only till this Vaikuntha Prem, or not Prem, Vaikuntha service. So, I would say that the holy name means whatever I heard is that the holy name will automatically reveal the form, and we will be able to realize that. You want to add something to it?
No. Gradually also, I would like to add, after there is Harinam, there's Diksha. So we understand, and I've heard from Acharyas, that the Diksha mantra is like, Harinam is sufficient, it's complete, perfectly complete, full of everything, and everything. Still, in our conditioned state, there's a comparison of like raw rice. Mm-hmm. Rice is very wonderful. Diksha mantras, Sambandha Gyan, with Diksha mantras, are like a cooking vessel and a very nice liquid medium to cook that rice to make it more palatable. So Diksha is recommended to help us through Sambandha develop more appreciation of the Nam, Rup, Gun, Lila, Parikar, etc. of Sri Nam. Mm-hmm. In the mantras, Guru is present in his mantra and Gayatri. Mahaprabhu is present in his core mantra, and Radha Krishna present in Kam Gayatri and Gopal mantra, like this. So this progression of chanting Nam in association with devotees, gradually one will get the enthusiasm and seriousness to then want to step further and receive Diksha. And my Gurudev explained that Diksha, Harinam is like a verbal contract. But when one takes Diksha, it's like a signature
and contract
and a
authorized.
It's like a stamp.
Yes.
So it helps one so much in the progression. So it's so fortunate. But we understand Harinam is everything.
Yes.
These other things, association devotees, we hear more.
They
and
are
more.
supporting actually.
Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you mentioned. Also, he mentions in Bhajan Rahasya very wonderful details about Shikshastakam, and breaks it up in the Ajatarati Sarak and Jatarati Sarak. So when one progresses, one gradually, those those same Shikshasika verses which contain all Sambandha,
Yes.
Avideya, Prayojan, Tattva.
Yes.
All relationships, all the process of bhakti, and the final goal is explained in detail.
Yes.
So we can progress and progress and get more and more.
Yeah, it's a gradual process.
We pray to Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Sri Nam that we can become that Ajataraki Rati Sada. Ajataraki Sada. It's an opportunity. And one verse that came to my mind when you were speaking about Paramatma is Jive Shakshadani Tata Chaita Guru Rupe Shiksha Guru Haite Krishna Mahanta Surupe. That we don't hear the instructions of Paramatma Antayami because we're so absorbed in the external world and material desires. So but those instructions are coming constantly. Sometimes we may have a sense of conscious, feeling, but the direct instructions we're not getting because of our absorption in material energy and conditioned life. But mercifully, that same Paramatma appears externally as the most elevated devotee. Sri Guru is considered an external manifestation of Paramatma. So we're seeing face to face that representative of the Lord in our heart. And when that relationship is established, then we progress so nicely because we have a personal relationship with that personality who has a direct connection with the Supreme Lord. And a manifestation none different. Shakshadretva nasamasta shastra. We're so fortunate for this process.
Yes. Yeah, in Kali Yuga particularly, the lineage of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is supreme, is topmost. And we are very, very fortunate for coming in such a lineage. Ahituki Kripa, yes. Okay. So, some of you have questions or? No? Okay. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी जू की जय। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमोद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय। श्री नारद गोस्वामी की जय। जय श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवण करी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमोद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमोद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति कुमुद संत गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमोद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति शरण त्रिविक्रम महाराज की जय। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमोद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति भूषण भागवत महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमोद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय पूज्यपाद त्रिदंडी स्वामी श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत सज्जन महाराज की जय। समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।